yourself insufficient, that everyone around you are always better than you are, and no matter how hard you try, you are never good enough. That's a feeling that had been hitting me constantly for many years, that I'm never good enough. The first time I felt ashamed of myself was I ranked at the bottom of the list in a summer debate camp. It's not because I was intellectually weak, it's because my English was not up to snuff. And I knew at that time, if I want my tongue to do justice to my mind, I have to learn English, learn it well, and master it. So what I do is I dive into the English newspaper every day and look up the dictionary for every word that looks like a stranger to me. And then I also follow that classic track of language learning, repeating after the BBC's radio dramas and then reciting all the Broadway musical lyrics and singing aloud in the shower every evening. So 2 years after these nerdy activities, I went into law school. And that sounds like how a failure turned success story should end, right? But one day in lecture, I was asked to answer a question. And I need to describe that place in a hospital that was freezing and where the dead bodies were stored temporarily. So anyone know what's the word?
Mortuary.
Okay, you all are very brilliant, but I couldn't come up with that word. And I have to finish that sentence in front of the lecture hall. And then I was like, she saw the dead body in a refrigerator. And the whole lecture hall bursted into laughter. And the girl behind me, she tapped my shoulder and she said, it's mortuary, shame on you. Perhaps it's not really a big deal, having words slipping out of your mind, but the whole lecture hall, the people there, they were future lawyers, okay? Future lawyers who loved scrutinizing words and who loved debating the meaning of words in a court setting. So if you cannot come up with a precise word, it's a crime. And I should feel ashamed of myself. After graduating, I worked for a few companies and I also flew to Singapore and Philippines, and English is always spoken in the workplace for me. But due to some unknown reasons, I was just not feeling comfortable speaking in a social setting. And that, to a certain extent, affect my performance, but I don't know how to proceed from there. And years gone by, and I started to become complacent. I was thinking, well, maybe it's fine. I have a good job. I pay my rent, I pay my bills. It's fine, it's perfectly fine. Then a few years ago, I got a chance to attend an international conference in Estonia. And there were more than 2,000 people from around 50 countries joining. And in the day, there were all these discussions and trainings, very serious, and everyone was just thinking about the evenings. So one evening, there was an event, and each country has to bring over their alcohol and share with everyone. And as always, I was very careful with alcohol, okay? Only taking one tiny sip of the liquor from each country. But very quickly after, for the first time in my life, I get drunk. And also for the first time of my life, I felt extremely happy and extremely free. I ran out of the stadium and talked to everyone on the street. Like, how are you? How was your day? Do you enjoy today? Where are you from? And I had really nice conversations in a -2-degree winter night. Wow. A girl even hugged me and said, "You're so kind." Although I have no idea why she thought I was kind when I was drunk, but that makes me reflect. What was the obstacle that was hindering me from moving forward in my English? Oh. Is it my personality? Is it my personality? Like, if people think when I was getting loose, people think I'm kind, whether the sober me was too reserved, too timid, and too shy, or is it the complacency, or is it the thoughts that I'm not good enough? Then I realized to reach mastery, one has to not only drink,
but also forget ourselves. You know, like the Buddha's teachings, forget your restraints, forget your milestones, forget where you come from, forget who you are, and focus purely on your goal and strive for it. So to this day, there's still a lot of room for improvement in my English, but the lesson from my overall learning journey is that not feeling good enough may not necessarily drive you to succeed, but it will definitely push you forward and make your world a little bit bigger and a little bit freer. Thank you.